I've never done this before, and I'm bad.
Yeah. Have you tried the barbecue? It's pretty good.
No. Which smothered food is my love language.
Just want to play devil's advocate, though.
The 80s hair metal, and it says, "Do you really want to taste it?" That's what it. Do you want to taste it?
I mean, if I'm answering honestly, barbecue gives me a lot of anxiety. Usually I'm the one cooking it, and I'm the one cooking it, and there's a part of me that's like a little bit of imposter syndrome with barbecue because, again, like I probably shouldn't be up on this panel right here. Like I've spent my whole life cooking food, but these people have spent their whole life cooking barbecue and grilling food, and have created not just incredible restaurants, but businesses and brands and so on and so forth. They touch people with their food from all over the world. So there's a little bit of me that's that, but I equate it. I had to find my way of connecting with barbecue because, like I said, I've said this a number of times, just today, I didn't grow up in it, and it wasn't my business. And I can go to culinary school and then be like, I want to start doing barbecue. Like I got thrown into this position, so I had to find my way connecting in it. And the way I connected, I was like, whoa, and I kept looking at it and said, well, it's kind of like if people barbecue outside, it's kind of like crawfish boils, how I grew up. We cook it in this pot. It's not a barbecue pit. It's not a smoker. It's much different fuel source and cooking method and so on, but there's this community-driven aspect to it. And to me, barbecue, the best barbecue always happened in the backyard, because that's what I knew. And so, but what also happened in the backyard is your neighbors came over, or your family came over, or whatever, or you just cooked a bunch, and you had too much, and you were able to give that away to other people. So for me, it was trying to find that that connection with it, even as I was 29 years old when I got into barbecue, right? That's only a decade ago. I needed to find a connection with it, and the place where I found it was in community, not just with these folks right here, but with people that came to the restaurant and that were really passionate about it. I mean, like Texas Monthly is probably, just put out their top 50, and that's like a James Beard Award for those folks in Texas. It's just gained so much notoriety. I'm waiting for somebody to do it nationwide to have that type of impact, and I'm sure some of these folks might be on that list. But really, you're going to hear this probably a couple times throughout this answer, maybe I'm stealing this answer, but for me, it was the community that it invoked, that I never belonged to in the first place, right? Like, I was working in these restaurants, I came into this community where I didn't know anybody or anything, and I was just accepted into it because I appreciated good food, and I would say that was it.
And you're a nice guy.
Sometimes.
And
you do belong.
You deserve a James Beard Award.
For what? Maybe a cookbook one.
You inspire so many
I'm
people.
good with the cook. I'll write them forward.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Count
I'm
it.
good with that. Yeah.
Count it.
I'll write the reverse.
Y'all might be out of my budget, actually.
No. This is free.
When I think about barbecue, it's really, I think three words that come to the top of my mind about barbecue is passion, because you have to have a lot of passion when you're in this barbecue industry. It's the people, which, Chef, you hit on the people, right? The community. There's also a lot of tenacity. And it's just, that is the formula, right? But in the barbecue industry, there's so many beautiful industries that are, food concept-wise, that are just in our restaurant and hospitality in general. But the barbecue people, there's just something so special about those people. And it's because we're all open arms. We're willing to be teachers, but at the same time, we're willing to be students. And it's rare that you will ever come across somebody in our barbecue industry that goes, I know everything. They're like, no, let me teach you something, but you teach me something the other way, right? So it goes back and forth. Just sitting here today, I've got all these little diamonds up here that my mama brings, like, don't forget that, because I've already learned just by sitting with all of you, including you, my brother,
Oh, that's so sweet.
that just for a few minutes that you can take home and that you can, I'm literally going home to cook a bunch of pork with nothing but salt.
Yeah.
Because that was such a good tip. But really, it's when I think about barbecue and how it makes me feel, I think about passion, I think about people, and I think about a lot of tenacity.
Yeah, I would say all these answers are my answers. Like, I want to go there, but I'm gonna go a little different direction, because I started off the talk being a little cocky about how I started on Pitmasters and realized I had this persona that I didn't know that was in there. It was always in there. I knew it was always there.
We didn't think so.
But you know, I'll say this. You know, I've said this before. You know, barbecue for me started as a dream. Right? Like, we dreamt of cooking competition barbecue. We dreamt of maybe being on a TV show. We dreamt of having a restaurant. And then it turned into an obsession, right? It's you live, breathe, eat, sleep, drink, barbecue, right? But from obsession, it turned into a reality, right? We were out there pushing and cooking and competing, and then all of a sudden, it came full circle and it turned back to a dream again. And now I get to live this dream, and what barbecue means to me is it's a very humbling thing from somebody that has a restaurant that provides for not just me and my family, but my brother, my parents, my grandparents, my other stepsisters and brothers. Everybody's come now under the Slaps roof, and the way we support it is by people coming from all over the world and country to eat your food. And it is the most humbling thing. I'm getting emotional about it, but I'm just a barbecue cook, and I throw ribs on a grill, and I think they're good. I don't know if everybody thinks they're good, but for people to travel from wherever they are to come to Kansas City or to Memphis or Mississippi or wherever to eat barbecue is just a humbling thing. And I've been lucky enough that my brother and I and our family have built a life around it. So barbecue for me is a very humbling aspect now that you know, it's providing for me and mine, which is amazing.
Sounds like the American dream.
It really is.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Burning food on a grill.
I always look for the kids. So, you know, it's like when I see a family there and, you know, they're getting fed at the shed, I really want to see the kid smile. You know, I want to see the kid with sauce all over them. You know, I love when the parents love the food also, but that's really the passion driven for me is, you know, if a kid goes to a barbecue joint and enjoys those Prairie Fresh ribs or the Prairie Fresh pork butts, they're gonna go, when they get older, they're gonna have a passion for cooking. They're gonna go buy a grill. They're gonna keep it going. And really, it's gotten more and more popular with the TV and the internet and everything. But, you know, a lot of people don't realize, like, yeah, I was there and I saw those kids smiling and having fun and, you know, maybe throwing a little food at each other, little food fight. But that kid doesn't realize that I had been there for 16 hours. They have no clue. And that's, you brought up the word humble. That's where barbecue is a very humbling experience, is when you realize they just think you're the owner of the place. But the time that is put in, you know, those ribs are seasoned, they sat there overnight, and then we cooked them for 4 hours. You know, that's what gets me up in the morning, and really, you know, not early in the morning.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Good to know that ribs take 4 hours to cook.
Yeah, well, I was,
Put that one in
when he
mind.
said that, I'm like, did he calculate that? Is that before cut? Yeah.
I think barbecue for me is, it's the experience. I know people think of barbecue typically as one thing, but barbecue's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adjective, it's an adverb. I mean, people use it in all things that they do. If they're grilling a hot dog in some places or cooking in the ground with some banana leaves and some wood. So the experience of barbecue, you know, I think that the more people that you can get involved in cooking, especially outside, whether it's family, friends, neighbors, whoever, it makes that experience so much better. And I've had kids that were just toddlers, give them something to do. Now, I'm not gonna give them the tongs and tell them to go stick it in the fire, but you know, they can mash potatoes, they can make potato salad, they can, you know, there's a lot of things that kids can do. So I give everybody a job, right? So that's what experience means, see, is barbecue. Just make everybody else do it.
Just make everybody else do it.
Because it's work, it's work. But I don't know, you don't really see, and I heard somebody say this, I wish I knew who I could credit this with. You really don't see the spaghetti people getting together.
Mike Mills.
Mike Mills.
Was that, okay. And having a party in a big parking lot somewhere and competing against each other the next day. The other thing that barbecue is for me is its evolution. You know, where barbecue is from when I started to where it is today is crazy different. And I feel very strongly that bringing in some international flavors to what we do today is gonna be the next evolution. And I've been very fortunate to be able to travel extensively, and I always try to find one ingredient that's local that I can bring back and put my barbecue twist on that ingredient. You know, whether it's smoked peppers or preserved lemons or wherever it is, whatever it is. And I really think that evolution of barbecue is coming forward with some international flavors. I've been known to be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong this time, but that's my prediction.
I don't think you are. I think that's a pretty astute. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can be astute.
But you know, like, I mean, we all crave new things in our lives, new flavors, new experiences, new people, new community. And sometimes those seasonings, all you need is just like somebody say, what is that? Well, it's lemongrass. Man, I've never had lemongrass. You should go check out this cookbook on Vietnamese cooking or foods of Southeast Asia, and it could bring people to understand different cultures, just like we can bring people from outside of America to understand barbecue culture with what y'all do, or what we do. So I think it's really interesting. It's how you get more people involved, how you get more people.
And that cookbook would be Fanning the Flames by Melissa Cookston, 2026.
You do have a,
I think the other part of what you're talking about, Jean-Paul, is there isn't anybody in the world that started cooking with a gas stove and a pot, right? What did they all start cooking on from when
Fire.
their generation? They started cooking with fire, right? And so I think barbecue, as much as I would love it to call it an American cuisine, I think everybody's been barbecuing more or less at some point.
Oh, every culture has a history of cooking with fire. Every culture. And that's what I've been trying to, you know, kind of learn from. And I think in barbecue especially, when you think you know it all, you need to find a new hobby.
Yeah. It's kind of like I tell people, like, hey, if you have a barbecue joint and you're not busy in the summer, you should close it. You're doing something wrong. Sorry, my bad, but tough love.
That's what we're doing today.
all right.
Ribs,
Ribs.
spicy.
Spicy.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Spicy.
They're the only sweet ones.
Well, you know,
Mississippi sweet.
we like it sweet.
Lump,
Lump.
Briquettes.
Lump.
Lump.
square,
Square.
baked beans.
Sweet potatoes.
Potato salad.
You stole mine. Potato salad. I'll think of something else.
Warm potato salad.
Oh, my man, give me that.
Twice baked
Look,
potato
there you
salad.
go.
None.
Apron.
No apron.
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 I should. Tongs.
Tongs? I don't know.
Scotty at the shed. I'm just saying, he's
Thermometer.
Injector.
Best one. Oh, I don't, something bluesy by Muddy Waters.
Living on a prayer.
Eric Church, drink in my hand.
Homegrown.
I have no idea.
That's a pass.
That's a pass.
It's we
That's a wrap.
are the
Another
champions
round. Let's go,
of
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
world.
All right, well, that was fun.
Because you got high.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. But it's like
That's why you
80,
can't remember
80s
it.
hair metal, and it says, "Do you really want to taste it?" That's what it. Do you want to taste it?
What was the one that was going viral? That was like beans, greens, potatoes.
Oh yeah. I got all the things.
You're going on and on with
On
that.
of that one. She's a bee. When you said cantankerous, I was like, oh, you need to see that
Got one
girl.
of those too.
She's
yeah.
huge. I went to the junkyard and I was like, I want to build Bobby a big one because we were
Save it for the camera.
a lot. No, we're done with that part, but yeah, forgot all about
Not yet.
her.
So we take a break, take a drink. All right. We're gonna try to squeeze in 2 more topics. Pulled pork or ribs?
Ribs. You're not fast
ribs.
enough.
I'm
This is
sorry.
rapid fire.
Sorry, I wasn't looking. I was
We're probably using this. Pulled pork or ribs?
Ribs.
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 Okay.
Pause. Pause. Thank you.
We were one take wonders. 3 Advil. I'll be your drug dealer. Don't get that on camera.
Yes, we did.